Hey everyone! You know that feeling, right? That sting when a beautiful embroidery project just suddenly goes completely wrong. It really feels like a mystery. Well, today we're putting on our detective hats. We're going to investigate the most common machine embroidery mishaps and finally crack the case for good. So, why do good embroidery projects go bad? It's the question we've all asked ourselves. You pick the perfect design, you thread your machine, everything seems like it's going great. And then, bam, disaster strikes. You're left with this tangled, puckered mess, and you're just wondering, what on earth went wrong? That's the mystery we are here to solve. Okay, so here's our game plan for the investigation. First, we're going to open up two really important case files: the classic mystery of tangled threads and the crime of fabric foul play. After we've gone through all the evidence, we'll unmask the main culprits. And then, at the end, I'm going to give you your very own detective's toolkit to stop these embroidery crimes before they even happen. All right, let's open up our first case file. This one zooms right in on the thread itself. You know, when it starts breaking or skipping stitches or just turning into a knotted mess. It always leaves a trail of evidence that, if you know what to look for, leads right to the culprit. Let's kick things off with a real classic crime scene: bird nesting. I'm sure you've seen this one before. It's that huge, frustrating, tangled ball of thread that just appears on the underside of your fabric. It's messy, it can totally ruin your project, and it is hands down one of the most common mysteries we embroiderers have to deal with. So when you actually break down the evidence, you see that bird nesting isn't just random bad luck. It has very clear causes. The prime suspects? Well, they're often things like incorrect thread tension, maybe using the wrong stabilizer, a dirty hook assembly, or even just the wrong needle. And the solution is right there in the case file. You just have to adjust your tension, use the right stabilizer, and, of course, keep your machine clean. Now let's look at a couple of related crimes: thread breakage and skipped stitches. Now, thread breakage, that can often be caused by just using cheap, low-quality thread. Skipped stitches have their own set of causes. But do you see the overlap? A dull needle and improper tension, they're repeat offenders. They're culprits in both cases. Now that is a crucial clue for us detectives. Okay, let's move on to our next case file. Because, sometimes the thread is totally innocent, and the fabric itself is the real scene of the crime. This is where we're going to investigate things like puckering, gathering, and those super frustrating designs that just refuse to line up. First up is puckering. Oh, you know what this is. It's when your fabric gets all wrinkled and bunched up around the stitches. It completely distorts your beautiful design, and it's a dead giveaway that the fabric just wasn't controlled properly during the whole embroidery process. And if you look here, this shows the clear path to solving it. The main cause is usually too much tension from stretching the fabric way too tightly in the hoop, or, you guessed it, using the wrong stabilizer. The fix is all about the prep work. Hoop your fabric so it's taut but not stretched out, and always, always pick the right stabilizer for the job. And this one is so frustrating. When parts of your design just don't line up, that's a registration issue. And as our evidence clearly shows, the culprit here is almost always movement. Either the fabric itself shifted in the hoop, or the hoop was misaligned in the machine. Securing the scene of the crime, your fabric, is absolutely critical. All right, we've examined the evidence. We've seen the patterns. We've spotted the repeat offenders. Now it is time for the big reveal. It's time to connect all the dots and unmask the culprits that are behind almost every single embroidery mystery. So after all of this investigation, after looking at bird nesting and thread breakage and puckering and all of it, you'd think the list of culprits would be a mile long, right? Well, it almost always comes down to just three main suspects. It's actually surprisingly simple. And here they are. Let's meet the usual suspects. Number 1, the needle. If it's dull, damaged, or even just the wrong size for your fabric, it is going to cause trouble. Number 2, thread tension. An improper balance between your top thread and your bobbin is just a recipe for disaster. And number 3, the stabilizer. Using the wrong kind or not enough is probably the leading cause of all that fabric foul play. If you can master these three things, you will solve most of your cases before they even start. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Knowing who these suspects are means you can stop being a crime scene cleaner-upper, and you can start being a detective who prevents the crime from ever happening in the first place. It is a total game changer. So, for our last section, let's put together your detective's toolkit. These are the preventative measures that are going to help ensure every single one of your projects is a success right from the very start.
Think of this as your ultimate pre-project checklist. Before you even think about hitting that start button, just quickly run through these 4 steps. 1. Inspect and replace your needle. 2. Check your thread tension. 3. Select the correct stabilizer. And 4. Hoop your fabric properly. I promise you, this little 4-point check will prevent nearly every problem we've talked about today.
And I've got one final piece of advice for you. A secret weapon, really. A clean machine is a happy machine. Lint and dust can build up, especially down in the hook assembly where the bobbin sits, and that causes all sorts of problems. A little regular maintenance is your secret weapon against future mysteries. So there you have it. The mysteries are solved, the culprits are known, and now you have the toolkit to ensure flawless embroidery every single time. The only question left is, now that you've cracked the code, what amazing thing are you going to create next?